What is going on, everybody? Can everyone hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear. The sound's not so good.
Well, mine's delayed, isn't it? But anyways, how is everyone doing? How's everyone's week been? Sorry that you guys missed me last week, and I'm gonna make up for it in the week coming. So without further ado, we are going to welcome my co-host, Miss Angelina. Our other host couldn't have been here today, Jerome. I don't know what happened to Angelina, but hey Phil, what's going on? And most last but not least, we welcome special queen, my mother. So if you want to introduce yourself, love.
Hello, hi guys. How you all doing? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. The weather is fabulous.
Very.
Yeah, it's lovely and warm. It's still bright. It's what, 7:35 now. Well, I guess it's sundown at about 8:30. So you know what? It's a good time.
It is a good time. It is a good time. And I was just saying, I don't know if I should call you mum or what. What do you want me to call you, love?
Well, what can I say? What would you like me to call? What do you want to call me? Well, as long as you don't. In fact, no, I'm not going to say that. Actually, there's boundaries. Call me mum. About
I am gonna.
Jasine.
I'm gonna right? Again, we also have these special episodes.
I
Today's
really, to be fair, I can't actually hear the reception is not so good today, isn't it? It's really bad.
Yeah, mine is awful.
I don't know what's going on, but we are going to try because I don't know what's um in it with the respect. Yeah, see, Phil, I wasn't gonna call her that. I wasn't gonna call her by her first name. I ain't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that. That's crazy. But no, without further ado, I'm going to introduce today's episode. So today's episode is why heart talent, and in this episode, you're going to speak to the CEO, Miss Jasmine Dell, and she's going to explain to us why heart talent, why now, and why is there a need, even though you've basically
Sorry, I'm really having difficulties hearing. I'm hearing half of what you're saying.
I can't lie, I can just loads of background noise.
Mommy, my chocolate, please.
Can you hear me now?
That's a bit better.
Okay. So I was saying, today's so what I was gonna say to you was, Mom, why Hearts of Talent? Why now? That is a question.
Okay. Right. Hearts of Talent, okay, was called the Brent Factor, started up in 2019 as a passion project. This project was basically to enable the younger generation or the millennials to showcase their talents, and basically mostly for youths who are at a critical juncture in their lives where these choices of going into street gangs, drugs, knife crime is there. So for me, I felt it necessary to put this initiative together to give them a standing chance in life, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
People complain that there's nothing out there for you to do. There are so many organizations that are there to help specifically for the younger generation to change their mindset in terms of, you know, being on the street, basically. It's all about an education. It's all about an education, edutainment, sorry. And this is basically enlightening them to a more brighter future, to a more different way of thinking. It's changing the narrative, isn't it?
Yeah. So, all right. as you say, it's like an edutainment. Why do you pick the entertainment industry? Like, why the entertainment industry? Why don't you pick something else? Why go in the route of, music, dance, and everything like that? Like, is there a specific reason or?
I think, okay, and I won't, I have to be careful how I answer this question because I don't want to offend. A lot of our younger generation, they respond within the arts very well. So that will be singing, dance, rap, whatever. They respond very quick, very well to it. I'm not saying that that's our lane. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's a part solution. So what I'm saying is that, okay, if you're not that much of an academic and you like the art side, what we can do is pair the two together.
Right.
So, okay, if you're not keen on English, but you like rapping and you like singing, in all of those, you have to be able to write. So that's your English. So pairing the two together, okay, makes sense. So you're not keen on English, but you like to write a song. So
yeah,
when you couple it together, it makes sense. So you enjoy writing and you enjoy singing or dancing. Even when you do a time step, it's also it's timetables, isn't it?
yeah.
You do this 2 times, you tap 2 times, you shuffle ball change 3 times. Do you know what I mean? So it just sort of sits together. So I thought pairing the arts alongside education, to me it works. It's a win-win situation, especially if you're not that much of an academic.
Yeah. So, as some may not know, talking about like Brent Factor wise, this was originally called the Brent Factor. Why did you start in Brent? Why did it? What made you want to call it the Brent Factor and change into Hearts of Talent? Like, why start in one area and then expanding the rest?
Sorry, I missed that question. My internet is really being not fair to me. What was that?
It's not being fair to me either. It's asked annoying. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing bits and pieces of a question, to be fair.
Can I ask a question? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
really
hear
bad. Why did you start in Brent? Okay. Right. I started in Brent because I was born and I grew up in Brent. I was born in Central Mid, grew up in Harlesden for say 5 years of my life. Didn't move out of Brent, but just sort of lived within the Brent borough. For me, I'm precious about Brent because, as I said, it's where I originate from, and I believe there are many good things that come out of Brent. There's so many celebrities that have come out of Brent, and why not support where you've come from? I don't throw things behind me. I always will support wherever I've come from.
And then the following question that I kind of asked after was, and then moved to the Hearts of Talent. Yeah, why did you change it to Hearts of Talent?
Well, the thing is, okay, the Brent Factor just keeps you in one area, isn't it? It sort of it just keeps you within Brent. The Hearts of Talent, people's hearts are all over the world, all over. It's a worldwide thing. So for me to kind of keep myself under Brent, it's just limiting in helping who needs help. So that's why we've called it the Hearts of Talents, because we've all got hearts. We all want to do many different things, which is in our heart. So why not explore that into different boroughs of London?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Can I just ask, how do you feel being a female?
I really can't hear, sorry.
I don't know what's going on with this internet.
Is this better?
I think it's better. I don't know. No,
I think your
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I think we lost my mom anyway.
This is what happens. Technology takes over the world.
It does, yeah. She might have to come downstairs. So, Mum, I think you're gonna have to come downstairs in a second.
Not meant to give it away. You're meant to be in separate locations.
Oh well, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, bear with. This is actually, the devil is a liar.
This is what happens when we're live.
Yeah, life has become remote.
Hold on, I think she's coming now because I don't know what's going on. It's just the internet. I don't know what is actually going on. We actually apologize, guys, as the internet is messing with us today. Like, it's just taking a miss.
Everybody's still at home on Skype, Zooms, taking up all the internet.
Yeah, I think it's something to say. This is not it. Like, never really had this kind of issue before. The devil is a liar. Come on, yeah. Well, you come on. I've got her downstairs with me.
Is it homely?
Yeah. I feel like I'm a bit dark right now.
Hi. Right.
Hey, need to charge it. The question that I wanted to ask was, sorry, now I've got childcare issues. Here. Sorry. The question I wanted to ask is how do you... Okay. Sorry about that. The question I wanted to ask Jazz is Jasmine Dale, Mrs. Dale, is how do you feel being a female in such a strong category? As well, going to go deeper, throw in how you feel being a mother.
Okay.
Dealing with like knife crime.
Okay, being a mother, I think, is very important. I think I can identify with parents being a mother, okay, because being a mother is very important, as we all know. You've carried that child, you've nurtured that child, you know, and then certain things happen to that child. I think me as a, call it a village mother, I think it's necessary for me to stand in the position as being the Hearts of Talent director, founder, CEO, whatever you want to call me. I believe it's necessary for me as a woman to stand in this position.
Yeah, because it kind of gives you like that nurturing feeling, and
yeah,
like for someone who's like also for like for example now, because you work with me as being your daughter, like how do you feel like that kind of affects relationship?
Well, okay, for me, you know, I'm always my daughter, and I'm always guiding her. I'm a very nosy person, nosy parent, not person, but parent. And for me, having a Moy beside me, I'm able to guide her. Like, that's right. It takes a village to raise a child, definitely so. I'm able to guide her. I'm able to understand what is needed in enabling me to guide her because she is young. So yeah, having her alongside me makes a heck of a lot of difference because I'm up to date with everything.
Yeah, because I give her the inside scoops and that, you know what I'm saying? Give her the latest terms and stuff. But at the same thing, with having my mum there, like she's kind of seen it all. It's coming from a different generation where the generation above my mum was able to give her teachings, which kind of gets passed down to our generation. So I feel like putting her, we've kind of lost the old school, if you want to agree.
Okay, I think the teaching that was given to me by my parents, okay, I think I'm the last of that real old school generation. So I'm able to install as much as my mother had given to me and my parents had given to me into my children, because there's a line I draw, and that's with that, as much as it's an organisation to help them, but it's also to put them into the place, because right about now we are looking at youths who really do not know how to. Some of them lose respect for their parents. So for me, having the guidelines that I've taught that to my child, my daughter, where she can only go thus far with me. You can laugh, you can joke with me, but there is a limit, there's a cap that I have. You know that, and that's why that's how I want to run the Hearts of Talent. I want them to be free, be who you are, okay? But at the same time, I want you to understand that everything in life, there is boundaries. And if you keep crossing that, you're going to lose, respect will go.
Yeah, it's true what Phil said as well. Like, I guess our relationship is beautiful.
The thing is, I think it's we, like, I guess myself and Amoy and younger, respect has gone. Like, people don't respect their elders, people don't respect one another, and things that you class as private are now out in the open, whether that is intimacy, whether that is anything, violence. Everything was all kind of hidden at one stage in our life, especially being young, and now everything's just out. So it's for everybody to see. So then you are drawn into that thinking that is normal.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Back in the day.
Well, I'll tell you something. Growing up in my time, there were certain things that my mum spoke to me about and certain things that she didn't. Okay. And that was her way of saying, if I say too much, there's nothing too much that we can't say to our children anyway. But my mum's generation, you know what? There's only so much I'm going to tell you, because if I tell you too much, then me and you are going to be too much of a friends. And that's also, that does help in crossing over boundaries. So I get it. There's certain things I discuss with my child, okay? And there's certain things that touch on, but I don't go too deep, because then that means that I'm saying to her, you know what? Yeah, you can talk to me about anything, but there's certain things that I personally don't want to know, if I'm honest, because the comfortability, you know, the advantage comes with the comfortability.
No, that's true. That's true. Like, that's why I think with the way how my mom does, I don't think that how she does it, kind of, it gives me the, what is it? The, not fear, because I would never say it's fear, but you see, when you walk outside, you always have that mindfulness of someone actually might know me, so I'm not gonna do something. So I think, yeah, and that's how I walk on, like, no matter where I am, I kind of keep it mindful, but at the same time, it's a thing where, like, it's just that teaching my mom's given me that makes me go in. Like, the teaching that she's given me helps me to kind of put myself out there. If you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like, you know how to monitor your actions.
Yeah,
you know, because you know, your children, and I'm going to be, when your children are at home, right, they act one way, and when they're out on the streets, they act another, right? I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm on a level with my child, so I want you to be level with me. So I don't want anyone to say to me, oh, I've just seen Amoy down the road and she's doing X, Y, and Z. I want them to say, I've seen Amoy down the road, and I can say, well, I know. And that's how trust builds up between parents and their children. Speak to your parents, speak to your children, parents speak to their children as well, two-way road, but don't cross those marks. Know your boundaries. You see what I mean? You should all know. You should all have that sense to say, right, if I say this to mum, it could trigger off this, or if I say that to dad, it could trigger off this. We should all know our parents, and we should all know our children. If you don't, then there's an issue.
Okay, so you see how you're doing all of this, the Brent factor, Hearts of Talent, right? Why target younger children, and why give them these kind of teachings? Because sometimes some children don't have that opportunity to be the way.
You give the child much rope, right? And it's all about, all right, I have to believe in my children, okay? Every single one of them. If I don't believe in them, then somebody else is going to believe in them on the road. And they're not going to have the love what I have for my children, okay? Likewise yours. So I have to believe in them. I have to,
So do you think then it's people, kids, young generation, youth of today, do you think it's come from a place of not having a loving parent at home, whether that's mother or father, single or married, or just grandparents even? Some people don't have their parents around and with their grandparents. But do you think that is something subconsciously that they think, or do you think it is just down to how a generation has been brought up, how society show things, how society says you can do this and it's okay?
Well, yeah, society, because I have to be very careful in how I'm talking about when a child is growing up in a home. I can only talk about my home. Everyone does their own thing in their own home. We all have our beliefs, and we all have our way of directing our beliefs. I do believe society has given these youths a lot of scope, especially, I know the child line is there, but some of the youths abuse the child line as well, just to get back at their parents. So we have to be mindful. And yeah, sometimes what you taught at home, you're going to display on the street, yes, or wherever. And yeah, it also, because you have to remember that children are growing children. So they don't know better. So some parents will feel it's fantastic. I have this relationship with my child because I can talk about sex, I can talk about this, and I can talk about the other. But then at the end of the day, you've got to be careful. You've just got to balance everything. You have to have balance. If you don't have a balance growing up a child, then it's going to go wrong for you. I've heard so many situations where the child is constantly telling off their mother, not even telling off, you say cussing off their mother or their father because they can't, because the child doesn't want to do something in the house, or the child is coming in late, and the child will call the child line and say, well, my parents are abusing me, because what we are trying to show you the right way. Society really has a part to blame, yes, and also at home has a part to play as well. Okay, monkey see, monkey fair.
It's true, because it's like what Mum said, monkey see, monkey do. And like, especially in the time where we're growing up in my generation's growing up in a different time, completely different to yours, where now it's a thing where you see knife crime is in front of our faces, and know that the Hearts of Talent is a anti-knife crime program. Why did you choose it to be an anti-knife crime program? Why focus on anti-knife crime? Not saying that you don't focus on anything else, but why do you pinpoint anti-knife crime as to anything else?
Yeah.
Well, that's right about now. That's what's taken away our younger generation, isn't it? Especially our males. And why not? Why not pick knife crime? I've got two boys, and I don't want that to come to my doorstep. So if I can prevent it, try and be a part preventer, then I'm gonna. That's why I chose knife crime. That's what
Do you find it harder though, being a female rather than a male taking lead of the project? Because I guess knives are revolved around the male youth more, such to the females. Who knows, females may be in there, we're not gonna just disregard them, but mainly, like you said, the males. If you were a male, would you think it would be easier to do this? Do you find it harder being a female? The sex of a play in this?
Let me tell you this, right? When you're in survival mode, male or female, survival mode is to protect my surroundings. So whether I'm a female, protecting my surroundings. Have you seen a lioness protect her cubs?
Mother cub.
Right. She's vicious. She ain't gonna play, and that's how I am. So regardless of me being female, protecting what I have, it doesn't matter.
You go, girl. You go.
I haven't got the time to play. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I don't want this to come to my door. I speak to my okay? As much as I speak to my children, anything can happen. God, please, no. However, if I can show you, look, this is the situation out there, then I'm protecting you. I am protecting you, but anything can happen. We know that. But in God, I put my trust. But I'm in survival mode, and I'm in survival mode that for anyone that comes under the Hearts and Talent, I have to be in survival mode for everyone. Everyone that is around us, they count. Because that's a life, that's a king and that's a queen to go on to bigger and better things. So I'm going to be vigilant around my little village or whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm going to be extra vigilant.
Yeah, some people don't really take like they don't go to the extent of treating them like their own, where it's just a thing where like they just could tell the kids to come on, and then like afterwards they don't really stay in contact with the kids. Like
numbers, a number game.
We don't do that because every child is important. Whether you're black, white, Chinese, you are important. Okay, and the importance of saving just one or two, because we did that in 2019. We interacted with 250 youth, young people, and we managed to save 3. It may seem like a really small figure, but those 3, I'm telling you something, we managed to make an impact in their lives, and that's what counts. Turn around, that change, turn around to go into something bigger and better. I'm telling you, we've had some testimonies, and it's just been awesome.
Yeah, like Phil said, once upon a time, communities cared for each other. Like I remember going outside as a little girl and just playing on an estate, and you could have numerous amount of white vans, black tinted cars are all deemed as the dangerous type of vehicles to be aware of. Could drive past and nothing would happen, and you would look out for each other. The mum would come knock at your door and be like, have you seen John? You say, yeah, John's at so-and-so's house, or John's at the park. Everybody knows where everybody is. Nowadays, you walk past and people don't want to say hi. They just, everybody each to their own. What has actually changed in like a decade that's led to this drasticness happening of literally being, I could call you friend, cousin, uncle, auntie, and now I'm potentially going to harm you.
But okay, things have definitely changed, right? In terms of the way how people have this fear, especially in London. Right? It's a very busy place, right? You're on the run. You find like people in like Birmingham, Manchester, I guess they will stop and say, but in this place where we are, London is so fast. Okay, it's a case of you're going to work, you're dropping your kids, you've got to be at work by 9 o'clock, kids got to be at school by 8, you're 9, you train. So everyone is on this fast pace, but nobody's willing to slow that fast pace. And now bringing your children to school now, and you're saying about seeing the white van. You know, as you said, what's happening, and you know what's in the tabloids where so many younger people are being abducted. Okay, I brought my children to school. Yeah, brought them into the gates, came out. Now, not every parent, because society says you've got to get to work by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
If your child is 8 years old, you can walk to school by yourself. So it's you know, some parents don't want to do that. Some parents want to be that, bringing that child to the gate and dropping them and making sure that they're safe. But the predators out there, they are watching this. They are watching. I hope this is answering your question. Do you know what I mean? They are watching. So society has changed things. It's not made things easier for parents. It's made things incredibly hard.
I can agree with that. Like, just the way how I've been growing up and everything, I think society it's different now. Like, again, like everyone says, no one says hi, no one has respect anymore. And I think people forget that respect like a two-way road. And it's like what
Phil
Phil
says, we need school buses like they have in the States, most certainly.
But don't you think those conversations always happen? Like, I don't think anyone really listens to like to us as people, because it's a thing where I don't understand why in the state you've got buses and your child's about to get on the bus. Like, I've got family in the States. And I've seen my cousins go off in the bus and come back in the bus. And my auntie is like, she's comfortable with that because she knows where her child's going and she knows how her child's getting back. Like, if we had that here, maybe I think there'll probably be like less fear of what's happening to your child because you know how your child's getting back.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we can only pray and hope that things, this abduction, that the government will look into this to say, right, okay, you're making this an easy target for the predator to actually say, right, okay, I know this child gets dropped off. The parent probably drops the child at the bend of where their school is. Do you know what I mean? And I know that every how much o'clock of the hour. So I'm gonna pray on this child, and one day I'm just gonna take him, or he or she, and that's what's been happening. So society, yeah, things need to change. Things need to be revised. Okay, things and times have changed so much, so much. So the government, whoever, they do need to look at this. They do need to be helpful in changing this around now. It's important. We're losing children. We are losing younger generations. Some of them you don't even hear about, but we are losing them daily.
I just think it's due to the fact that...
Sorry?
Go on, sorry, boy.
No, it's fine. You can go first.
No, can continue because I was coming off subject, so you go.
And what was I going to say? I was saying, again, I think that's just kind of due to the fact that the government don't support like the smaller organizations that help. Like an organization like the Arts and Talent can go into schools and kind of, that's what I'm saying. But they don't want to fund something like that because for what reason, I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure if we had us that was going into many schools, many primary schools, high schools, encouraging children to say, you know, it's okay to be a creative. It's okay to do this. Like, I'm pretty sure you would see the numbers drop in a sense of like violence in a way because they have something to do and they have something to do and something to be excited about.
It's just another way of expressing, because I think as much as violence happens, it is some form of expression to that individual, and just going through the art is a way, because arts can be very, very therapeutic. Just like painting, they say paint and meditate, and some people don't do that. And as Emma has said, the government only want to kind of help high-class people, is all kind of a stigma that is up in the air, and why small organizations will only get so far and only persevere. Like something like Hearts of Talent could be advertised so widely, is probably the word, and globally, and make such a difference. But again, also it links into so many things as well. What we're hearing is black on black crime, coloured stuff. You obviously hear about the other ethnicities that do pass away or do have violence, but it's not as deep as Black, African, Caribbean, all that then cause higher up people at the government to be like, well, you know, you're doing it to yourself, because they don't hear it typically of other colours doing it, which is unfair, because how do you class somebody as higher class? What makes you higher, middle, lower class strategically?
Well, gosh, I just want to sort of read out some of the comments, because I just want to appreciate everyone that's locked in. You know, Phil, you said, all right, Alison, hi Alison, how you doing? She says it's a sad cry, and I feel it for the millennial generation children. Thank you so much. Emma, the government only wants to help the high class people. Absolutely right. Phil says people become selfish and stop caring about others. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And it's that, you know, and you also said, Phil, we need school buses like they have in the States. Most certainly, you know, we really, if this could be like a petition, you know, maybe we should start something. Guys, put something up in the post box, and let's talk about it. You know, let's see what we can do for the Hearts of Talent. Some suggestions.
I think we need to dig deeper into Hearts of Talent changing the narrative of youths today, because I think something that somebody watching today can take away to a family member that may be involved in crime or maybe thinking about it.
Guys, light up the comment bars.
Yeah,
we want to hear you. You know, we are a part solution to a massive problem. And what we want to do is, we are a community-based project, okay? We are here to serve our community. I also sit on the IAG, and I'm also a voice for the community as well as the talent community. So I really want you guys light up the bar with comments, because we really need your support. We cannot do this by ourselves. We are a small organization. It's a massive pond that we're in, or an ocean that that is there, and we need to make sure every part of that ocean is covered. So please send as much information for us to sort of push this out. Maybe go to the Met, maybe go to the NHS, maybe go to all our partners that are involved in this, that we can try and cover every area as much as we can.
Like and share, like and share.
You know what, the comments is actually just going up, but I want to point out what this specific comment that Naomi put out. The word unity is in community for a reason. It takes a unit. It takes a unity to keep the community thriving. We need to be out for each other, and that is so true. That is bars. I can't lie.
Naomi,
that is bars. And then we got another one that she said, although it is so important for the government to play their part in keeping society, it's even more important for families within the community to support one another.
Absolutely.
I feel like it happened years ago. I feel like with that, I feel like now it doesn't happen because we've lost the sense of community in some sort of way. And everyone wants to
outdo each other. This is the thing that we need to actually look at, right? In our communities, right? We're all on the same level. There's no if we work together, we can make a difference. You see, the predators, because they see that we're all scattered all over the place, they take advantage of that. So what we need to do is be more smart. Tell your neighbor to tell a neighbor to tell a neighbor to watch my son go down the road, and I'll do the same down my. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to learn to work together in unity. Solidarity is going to help prevent all of these, what's going on in the news, with our millennials. We need
to help with that is people actually just knocking their neighbours, because I think many people move and they don't even know their neighbour who's next to them, left or right or across the road. You just move and you keep yourself to yourself. Just knock your neighbour and just introduce yourself, portray yourself to be friendly, and then start that conversation. People don't do that anymore, so that community has gone.
That's right. That's right. And it says, Alison says, I must say there are 2 school buses that serve the of Hillingdon. Not sure if the actual school who have provided this is going and coming from school. I know of a few buses, Alison, as well. They whether they go and come, but they sure pick up, because some of these kids start school quite early. So there is a bus to actually take them to school. Whether they take them back, that's another question. That's another, so but I really believe, because of what is happening, I believe the implementation of buses taking these younger generations to school so they can grow up into the kings and queens that they were, that they are who they are, and develop their skills, whether it's within arts or whether it's within working in the Met or the NHS or whatever they want to do, being an architect. Give them that chance to strive. Why stop a life? You can't give a life, so why would you take it? It's just such a sad thing of what's going on. I'm telling you.
It's true. People, and what did Phil say? People are more about who are you to tell my kids off, so that the community looking out became looked at differently.
That's exactly it, Phil. Right? Growing up, if I did something wrong, right, my mum's friend would have said, Miss Rita, Miss Sid, Jasine down the road, and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you, geez and peace, I've been frightened. When I get home, and when she starts to tell me, I won't even tell you what I'm doing. I'm petrified because I know I'm going to get whatever.
Circulated. They've already told your mum because they know. And that is a form of caring. People don't understand that.
Community value, that's what that is.
Can I interject? Can I interject? You know, there's like I'm coming from like a younger perspective. Like, there's some people that would take the mick with this thing, you know, like they will lie on you for true and be like, oh, I saw a boy doing this, that, and it's like, oh, I didn't do none of that. But I think there's like pros and cons to it, because it's like, it's too different. Like now it's when you say,
though.
Sorry.
It's also how it's said. It can come across where people are offended, and they may not have that intention, but it may just come across. It's a boundary situation, and know what to say to somebody else's child. Would you like that to be happen to your child? Would you like somebody else to tell your child off? But are you okay if it's said in the right way?
Okay, that's my point. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Yeah, it's like Mum saying it's all about boundaries. Because some people don't have no boundaries. Some people feel like they can kill off your child. And it's like that's why I'm gonna look at you like, who are you? Like, I'm gonna feel the type of way because you're not my mum. If my mum doesn't speak to me in a certain way, who are you to come talk to me in that way when my mother doesn't speak to me like that? So that's where the kind of boundaries kind of what I'm trying to say. So, but we still got. Hold on. We got more comments. Our mums would know before we got home.
Yeah, definitely. My mum had the same when she's with my mum.
Hold on. We got interruptions. We as parents play a part in the fallout of some young people. I can agree with that. I can agree with that because I feel like some parents, do you know, because if we're talking about like years ago, like little feuds, family feuds here and there, like sometimes kind of plays a big part into it, because it's like some people don't want to talk to this person because of, oh, my parent don't talk to this person, and I think that's where the issue starts. You know what I'm trying to say?
But like mum said, monkey see, monkey do. It's learned behaviour. That it's just what's been drilled into that child.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, it's like, Emma, what you said. If love is not at home,
that's right. It'll be a road thing, big time.
Facts.
I don't think love will be found on the road. I disagree with that. I don't think love can be found on the road. I think it can be substituted on there.
But it's the same thing.
Well, the thing is, I think substitute real love, isn't it? I mean, it's fake. It's not love.
It's like a cover up, just a cover up.
I mean, they're only taking the child out because they want something to be done. Yeah. So
I've always said, like, I wouldn't say I'm clued up in that sense, but my mom's taught me it well enough, and I kind of always go by. I say I don't know what real love is until if you tell me what sibling love is, I know what that is. If you tell me what parental love and like, is it parental that answers? Yeah, like I know what that kind of love is. I don't know what anybody else says is love. Like those are the two loves that I can understand, because it's like family love and like I know when people show me fake love, and I feel like in this day and age, in my generation, we grew up on fake love, and we get blindsided by what's correct and what's not correct.
Yeah.
Like, I can only talk for myself because I've seen it, and I've been shown fake love before where people come up in your face and be like, yeah, and then it's like next thing you know, you're hearing that they're chatting out your face.
Yeah. Society. But I think it also stems from people not having actual love from somebody in the home, because everything stems from your household. Now, what you do, it all stems from inside, because the majority of your life, you sleep at home, you eat at home, everything is in your home. So whatever that atmosphere is how you portray yourself and be portrayed.
There's a saying that goes, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So that also sort of is within the home. If Yeah. I've always got some sort, you know me already. You know, how I grow her more up in this home, okay, or her father for that matter. Um, she's gonna go on the road and act the same. And so as you said, it's all learned behaviour. So I try
Mm.
hardest. You know, I'm not perfect. I am so not so not perfect. However, I do my best. So I want my best to be a community best as well. So if I can do it each one to each one, then I will do, because that's what this is about. I want every youth to actually show their potential and go and reach their potential in life, because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't you want that to happen, especially to the black child as well? If we're going to be so, you know, point, if we're going to point in the direction
Yeah.
of, we want our black children to strive, as well as I want white, Chinese, Asian children to strive, because they have a future. They are the future. So we have to put as much in them, you know, in order to take them to those levels in life. So the Heart of Talent, this is what Hearts of Talent represents. We give you a platform, however that platform comes with, you know, boundaries. We won't take away who you are, because you can never take away personality, but you can always try to show them a different way of doing things. And especially when it comes on to, like we know right now, our black males are being stopped and searched, you know. Yes, let the police stop you, but it's how you articulate yourself when you are being stopped. That's what it's about. We want you to learn how to articulate yourself. What we don't want you to be aggressive. We want you to say, right, okay, you're going to stop me. Know your rights when you're being stopped and searched as well. Under a certain age, if you're stopped and searched, it has to be a parental thing. Your parent has to be aware of what's happening, you know. But a lot of times, and I won't go too deep into it, but I guess that's a subject for another time. But at the end
That's
of the
a
day,
whole deep subject, isn't it, boy? That's a deep subject.
it's a very deep subject, but that there are things that we can teach our younger generation, and these are the things that I teach my children. That, you know, when these things do happen to you, there's a way in which you conduct yourself. You know, this is what the Hearts of Talent is about as well. We have all these classes, mentorship classes, to teach you, to give you that understanding, to give you that knowledge of how to conduct yourself if these things do arrive.
Like this question that Marcel put, vulnerable children in need also need more support from the government.
Absolutely.
Vulnerable children is, I think it's every child.
Yeah.
I will class under every single child, because every child is vulnerable at one point in life, because when you're growing up, you experience different things, and like becoming a teenager as well, you're at your most vulnerable, because you believe like the world is all stars, and you know, like, at that point, yeah, like someone can tell you like the sky is green, and you're gonna believe them because you're a teenager.
There's two vulnerables, right? There's vulnerable as a teenager, and there's vulnerable as maybe a disability.
Exactly.
That you can't see.
No, of course, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just feel like there's so much more the government can do as a whole, because like we just have so many talented young people out there that don't get the help that they need, whether it's a visual disability or a, like, I don't want to say undercover, because it's not really an undercover disability. It's a disability that you can't see. So, for example, like ADHD or dyslexia. Like, I just
These
feel
are all
like
disabilities which they take into consideration, but they've now have, especially when it's with ADHD and dyslexia, they've now recognised it. That's why they've taken it as a disability. So these things, they in a way, they've covered certain things, but there's other things that they could sort of, you know, complete as well themselves. Yeah.
I think
People need to know their history also. Definitely, we do need to know exactly where we're coming from in terms of why we are, how we are, who we are. And, you know, there's so much that we do need to know about our culture, about where we've come from. That helps you to know where you're going. So for me, I do a lot of research. I've done a lot of research on my family. And I think I know why I know who I am, and I know why I am active the way I am, because of I've had aunties, I've had family members from you know, as hotel restaurateurs, they own hotels. My uncle was the president of Barbados, Erskine Sandyford. So all of that is in my blood. And when you know all of those things, that gives you the courage, that gives you the confidence to move forward, you know, and because where did I get this from? This was landed into me, this was seeded into me a very long time ago, because I know that there are people out there that need to be represented. And you know, that I was chosen to do so.
Speaking of Sweden, because I know that kind of comes from a spiritual thing as well. As the Hearts of Talent is also, it's about community and it also has a spiritual side to it.
Yes,
So
it does.
but the spiritual side is not pushing a religion on you, is it?
The Hearts of Talent has pastors, pastors, and the thing is, the Hearts of Talent has to be prayed up anyway. And I will not leave out the fact that it's a faith-based organization. We have pastors praying like crazy because we are.
Big up Pastor Lloyd in the comment box.
That's right, Pastor Lloyd. Big yourself up, man, because you are a prayer warrior. We have some serious prayer warriors. What we don't do with our pastors, we don't tell them to go out and Bible bash, because we're not going to run anybody away from this project. It's not about Bible bashing. It's talking to the young person. It's giving them a different way of thinking. It's giving them insight, biblical insight, which sometimes is missing in the community, in certain organizations as well. It's not just about the carnal. There's a spirit. There's a very much of a spiritual side there that needs to be understood. And when you're dealing with the heart, I believe it's just a carnal. There's a spiritual side of it.
That's how I was saying, like when you said the seed into me, did that help you understand who you are as a person? Like again, the spiritual thing, it doesn't need to be the spiritual thing doesn't need to be like someone forcing religion onto you. Spiritual is understanding yourself. And do you think that can help kids understand themselves, where they're just like, because for me personally, when I've had a pastor talk to me, it's very empowering, you know. Like I sit there and I'm like, you know what? It's true. And it's not to say they're forcing the religion on me. It's a thing where they're talking to me because they was once a child. And I think that's where people kind of forget themselves, in a sense, is where people start to forget that you was once my age. So you must have an understanding of why I do why things is done. So yeah, no, I can't lie.
Does that go for the same aspect of a youth being in another faith, just understanding, I guess, the faith aspect of finding themselves?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be so many people that we are going to be meeting from different faith and religions and so forth. That doesn't mean that we're going to change it. You know, no way. We're not going to do that. We are just going to be talking about God. We're going to talk. I can't describe it in any other way. We are going to speak about where we've come from, why we are the way we are, who seeded that into us. So, without sort of, we're going to be talking about God. We are a God-fearing organization, but we are not going to Bible bash you. We are not going to force you to take up our religion. Call it that. We're not going to do that at all. It's, you know, you come freely, you hear what we're about. We will not throw it at you. However, this is what we are taught. This is what we are taught to hand to you.
Do you know what I wanted to ask in regards of kind of how you said like communities coming together? One thing that has actually come to me is that communities can come together, especially for carnival, no matter what faith, colour, religion you are. But on the street, you're attacking people in Hyde Park, you're doing all sorts of madness. Why? Is there actually a reason for that? Do we know? Is there a scientific reason? Am I just opening up a can of worms?
Okay.
Because it's mind-boggling. Carnival's 2 days, and everybody can walk. Okay, you have the odd fights now and then, but that may be because of alcohol substance and whatever other substance going on. But let's just take any substance out of that equation. 2 days, everybody can walk down the streets, say hi, bye, be friendly, have a good vibe. Why is it different for the rest of the however many days in the year? 363 days.
Well, do you know what? Let's just people save up their frustration carnival because they know that person will definitely get to them. So that's where they will take out their, and it's sad because that's ruined it for you, me, and everybody else.
Well, at the same time, she was saying, why can we as a community come together for carnival?
Oh, right. Why?
Yeah, so like, yeah, because when you
All the time, do they?
So what was that? Sorry.
Not all the time. Do people that have war with each other actually war at carnival? Sometimes they'll put that war aside for the 2 days of carnival.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yes. Some do. Some do. Some do actually just say, right, this is a good time thing for the weekend. I'm going to enjoy myself. Forget about warring, you know. And let's do this. Let's just work together. Let's just enjoy together as a community. But some, as I said, think otherwise. They store it up.
I just think it's a thing where everyone wants to feel good for that 2 days. I know, me personally, I want to feel good for carnival because I like it, and it's just a thing. I don't know. That's always a question that I wanted to know, why everyone can come together as one. Because like I've even been to carnival where I've had strangers come up to me and like hug me up like this, and I don't know you, but because it's the atmosphere.
You have to remember what carnival actually stands for. It's not just going up and dancing. The meaning behind it is that our parents come from your grandparents, mother's grandparents, from countries of love, peace, you know, sun, and all sorts of stuff. And they wanted to bring back into basically. And also as well, they had so much problems here with the white people, whatever, giving them that. Thank you. Giving them that hardship. So they decided, you know what, let's all truths, let's bring all of us together as a charity, but Trini, whatever. And you know, let's put this, let's bring this in, let's put a carnival together and let's enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean? So we need to understand why carnival has come about. It's for us to enjoy ourselves. It's for us to come together as a community from north, east, south, and west and enjoy that time. You know, and also on that note, okay, Hearts of Talent is going to be at Crystal Palace Park. The Windrush event is Radiance, isn't it? Radiate, sorry, in Crystal Palace Park on the 19th and 20th of June. Okay, Hearts of Talent will be taking the stage for about 30 minutes or so, and then we're going to have our own personal tunes, chats, even jiu-jitsu and so forth. We're going to be doing so much that zone, right?
Moi singing,
Each singing her, what is it?
I don't know.
Is it
no, it's Do It Right.
Right. You know, that's the Hearts of Talent single that's just about to hit London, right, with a massive bang, right? I tell you something, light up the comment bars, guys. Light up, because you know
my slide, yeah.
It's gonna be, we've worked really hard on this project, and we want you guys to really enjoy the Hearts of Talent, because we are hitting London's 32 boroughs. Okay, we want you to showcase who you are, how and do your stuff. Look, take the mic and put down the knife. Do you know what I mean? This is what we're an anti-knife crime campaign. We want you to really take charge of yourself. Take charge of, summertime tune feels definitely. Take charge, change that narrative. Let's not go out there to kill, okay? Let's go out there to promote who you are. You are all kings and queens. You've got that talent. You've got a heart of talent. Let's hear it. Let's see it. Let's hear you sing it. Let's see you dance it. Let's hear you rap it. Let's see it in your
making. Let's see it in your spoken word. We want to see all of that. The opportunity we have for you is out of this world banging. That's all I can say.
You know what? We want our young people to drop the knife and drop the bars instead. We need those lyrics on fire, not people on fire, catching fire. The lyrics, stage, hot fire on the stage.
Naomi, this young lady, right? Naomi, I have to big her up because Naomi started with the Brent Factor back in 2019. She is an amazing vocal coach, right? Naomi can do anything. Do you know what? She actually had we did a session in what was it? I think it was New Life Church actually, and she got this young man called Craig, and he had problems in how to breathe where singing is concerned. And within 25 minutes or probably less than that, Naomi had this young singing from his diaphragm properly. You know, there were certain techniques. You know, it's just like as biblically when Nehemiah got individuals to build that wall, there was people that he had to select who had certain expertise. Yeah. So Naomi, the expertise that you have, you know, I can't give you out. I told you already, girl. You know you're there.
Yeah. I swear when she was doing the explaining, she didn't breathe. So.
But I know time is an accident. Thank you, darling. Thank you. We want you to spread the word, okay? We want you to hit the notification button, or is it? Hit the notification. Subscribe. We want you to like, and we want you to share, and we want you to light up this podcast because you know what? There is so much, right, that we're about to offer. As I said, we can't do this alone. We need you as a community to get involved, okay, to find out more. And we supply you in November. Trust me, right? This will be coming out sooner or later. I can't even say more, but we've got some amazing ambassadors, okay? And I want to just pick them up because you know what? You didn't have to jump on this project, but you believed in us as well. And also, every behind scenes, look, we've got Tam there. Tam is an amazing, listen, Tam, love you, girl. You're amazing, okay? Amazing young lady. We have Cooper Collectives, absolutely brilliant people. Okay, we have Jonathan Lee. We have. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's our main team, isn't it? Yeah. So and Angelina, amazing. Pastor Lloyd, all the pastors, Jerome. You guys, Jerome, all of you, Tells, Lemsey, you guys are amazing, right? Because without you, we couldn't have moved. We can't move. You know, Mark won, was it a Grammy or BAFTA award? Thank you so much. You know, project, I said, started so small, but look where it is today, right? We're going to be 32 bars. And also, I want to just big up as well Lucy Harvey from Manchester, because you know what? Hearts of Talent will also be going to Manchester at some point. So this is how we're actually
national, regional, we're going.
So I know I've gone over time because I can see Tam sitting there. Okay. So I'm going to say I'm out. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on this show. I've enjoyed it so much, you know, and I hope I didn't talk too much rubbish.
But guys,
it was good.
Yeah, to kind of wrap it up. Thank you, Mum. Thank you for being here, love. Like, you know, being the CEO and all.
The Dale show, the Dalio show.
No, I wouldn't even want to do a Dale show.
The day in the life of Adele. That will soon come. We'll have. I'll tell you what we're going to have. We're going to have your daughter, right, and Malachi in the garden, right, bouncing on the bounce castle. That's going to be a snippet of the day in the lives of the Dales.
That bouncy castle is going to go through generations. It's just going to go down the line.
But like
it has gone actually.
It has. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for all locking in. Thank you for each and every one of you guys listening. bringing in your comments. We'll be here next week. I will not tell you who is coming on because that is a surprise. That will be coming out next week, Monday. Next week, Monday, we'll be having the next guest who I will release on the social media. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for locking in. Thank you for being there. And thank you for supporting us, as this is what, number 7?
Number 8.
Episode number 8. Oh, yeah, guys.
Can we not forget that the live auditions are open, or come in online auditions, and we've got live auditions at Windrush. Our young people can enter if they want to do it on stage or in our tent. We have that. You can showcase your talent from now. Summer's coming, so let's get our young people in it.
Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Take care. And may all of you. Wrap it up.